December 16th, 2002 was a momentous day for FNAF fans, for it was the release of Security Breach. Now I talk as though this was eons ago, but this was last month. I only talk as though it was shorter, as the amount of art theories and videos tend to pile up at the mere mention of new FNAF lore. Greetings, my name is Izzy, and welcome to the show! Today I felt it necessary to give my honest opinions on the latest FNAF game in the franchise, Security Breach. Of course, being my opinions, they're quite terrible and stupidly formatted, so you'll likely want to disregard them in favor of simply playing the game and not being spoiled by this video. If you're down for spoilers and want to see my genuine reactions to the game, I actually have a Security Breach playlist on my channel. Unfortunately, it's got tons of auditory errors from buggy recording sessions, so it's not the best. Here are some clips if you're interested. Cannot see me for I am not! Who puts generators in a maze anyway? To kick this review off, we're going to discuss a few things about the game that I liked. I really liked the graphics and look of the game. From pictures alone, I thought the Pixelplex looked beautiful, and it was awesome to see that, despite being set to low quality to prevent my PC from going mental, the game still provides us with an atmosphere that would be normally nice turned dreadfully eerie. The lighting is nice, and each location you explore feels like it fits in perfectly with the building as a whole, which is a massive mall with multiple places to visit and explore. Each location has its own little feel to it, which I really love. Sure, some areas are a bit lacking in design, but most of that's intentional. The kitchen area isn't as pretty as the above area because it's not seen by the public, whereas an area like Bonnie Bowl is set up with a cheerful, fun theme in mind because it has to be that way. No sane human being is going to want to go bowling in an industrial factory filled with mold and decaying animatronics. Actually, that sounds pretty neat. Ho! Hold on a second. Are there two Montys? If you're not aware, this game is a FNAF game, and therefore has spooky animatronics that want you dead! In this game, we play as a child named Gregory, and are tasked with surviving a single night in the Pixelplex with our new friend named Glamrock Freddy. I guess this game didn't get the whole 5 nights memo and dropped the other 4 in favor of making the game less than 150 gigabytes, but that's not super important. Let's talk about characters. To keep this spoiler free, I'm only going to talk about a few of my personal favorite characters and a few of my least favorite. Glamrock Freddy is my favorite character in the game for numerous reasons. I've always liked the Freddy characters. He's got a nice, caring personality, and he was my safe haven in the game. And, as an added bonus, he's voiced by Kellen Goff. For those not in the loop, Kellen is the voice of several of my top favorite FNAF characters, like Funtime Freddy, Fredbear, Molten Freddy, and... shit. Freddy, however, isn't just a character, he's a part of the gameplay, which means I'll be talking more about him later. Montgomery Gator, or Monty for short, is a character I didn't really feel attached to going through the game. I hardly encountered him and actively avoided him throughout the game, even referring to him as the Rat Boy in later episodes of my playthrough. I guess it didn't help when I screamed, "I don't like you!" when he jump-scared me at the end of the first episode. Don't get me wrong, Monty looks cool, sounds great, and just makes the game a bit more challenging at points, but he isn't my cup of tea. Here's a double whammy for you, Sun and Moon. I don't know if I love them, hate them, love hating them, or hate loving them. They are an enigma in my mind that cannot be sorted out without creating some form of time-ending paradox. So let's get Sun out of the way first. He's funny, eccentric, and just brightens up my day. Once again voiced by the wonderful Gellen Koff. His childish yet caring attitude is what made him feel like a fit for the daycare area he's in. That's really all that can be said about him, though, as he's mostly overshadowed by the Moon. My opinions on Moon are totally scrambled, so I've decided to split my opinions into 2 categories, why I like him and why I hate him. Let's start with the former. He's voiced by Kellen and gives the brightest area in the game so much atmosphere it can generate its own planet. His design is incredible and his movements feel fluid and playful while also giving off a lingering, evil vibe. And here's why I hate him. This piece of crap caused me the most problems in my run of the game. He scared me the most, literally till the end of the game, constantly made me feel endangered, and his daycare battle was the first instance in the whole game that required me to pull up a walkthrough. 2, the way he walks reminds me of how I run down hallways whenever the pizza guy arrives at my order.
What the fuck? Oh god, even the game is— what the— Where the hell am I? I just glitched out of the map. Holy shit.
Let's talk about the gameplay now. It's been long enough. Security Breach is the first official free-roaming FNAF game, making it a monument to all of the free-roam fan games that have been around since the release of FNAF 2. This, combined with the typical FNAF formula, makes it exactly what you think it is, a stealth game. And boy, do I stink at those. My anxiety usually makes it difficult for me to play these games, so I often spend time hiding in bins and avoiding the staff, which is fine, everybody plays differently. I have to say though, I loved it. It felt so freeing to actually move around the location, see what there was to see, like how everyone back in 2014 wanted to do with the original pizzeria. The game's mechanics add that extra little spice to make this different from the fan games. As per usual, you get a flashlight to illuminate the darkness and has a set amount of battery life, big whoop. But you also have the opportunity to get other items that allow you to combat the animatronics in interesting ways. This choice affects the route and difficulty you take through the Pizzaplex, which is simply amazing. Another great mechanic is Freddy himself. Rather than to be an enemy you must avoid, he's an ally that you can use as a means of hiding and safely traversing the Pizzaplex. He has a set battery life, however, and must be recharged frequently. Unfortunately, Freddy, and by extension the whole game, is buggy as shit. I experienced numerous crashes and bugs throughout my run, and most bugs that can be replicated in the game are caused by Freddy and his ridiculous programming. The fucker can teleport, clip through walls, open doors way too early on, and skip entire sections of the game instantly! He's a menace to the game's code, but imperative to the game's progress. Freddy is one of the only things that made me feel safe in the Pizzaplex. So even though he's buggy as sin, I can't see the game working without him. However, this does lead me to a major issue I had with the game. This being the Pizzaplex itself. It's massive and maze-like to the point where I constantly got lost and had to look up guides to simply find vents and progress. It was annoying and ridiculous to a degree where I'm pretty sure it's only explained once and never said again. An example of this is the mission that involves using a Bonnie Bowl ticket. During my run, I literally went up there by accident solely because I felt like going there. I was so confused and lost at times that I continued by accident. It shouldn't take me 30 minutes to exit Phaser Blast! You can't throw the location away with the dialogue and expect me to know where the game's pointing me without any other possible indicators. It makes the game too disorientating and confusing!
Too late, Stick, too late. Freddy's ass injury is now the name of the title. This is my ride or die! Just let me out.
I'm not going to discuss the endings in this review. If you want to see those, go find them yourself. Instead, I'm going to move on and give my summary on my opinions of Security Breach. Overall, this game was really good. It gave me exactly what I wanted in terms of free roam FNAF, had incredible gameplay, and was an overall good time. Despite that, however, it was buggy, slow, and had a massive file size, and was way too vague on its goals, leaving me lost for nearly the whole game. If I didn't get lost nearly as much, I think I'd have way more fun with the game, and I'd be able to wholly enjoy it myself without walkthroughs to give me the directions I need. No one should ever feel that pressured for a guide after booting up the game. If they can even get the game to boot to start with. I'm well aware that the game isn't finished. It's inexcusable for it to be released in the state it's in, and I see the negative reviews of it online. I can see why many people dislike this game to the severity that some do. Because it's a fucking mess. It's so broken, speedrunners can beat it in under 3 minutes. I agree with a lot of the problems people have with it. It's so easy to get lost, it's buggy and quite frustrating at times, that the gameplay isn't the only factor for me. FNAF games aren't known for their gameplay alone. It's the atmosphere and story that drags people in. If the game were more polished and simpler, it would be easier to see this, but as it is frustrating, it is difficult to see the good between the chaos the game causes and the numerous crashes one may experience just by accident. For me, this game was a solid 6 out of 10. Buggy, broken, confusing, and stupid, but a good time regardless. Anyway, thanks for watching. This is 8020